Hi everyone, welcome to the AZTSL webinar Professional Development, what we call PD session webinar series. This is going to be a 1 hour long PD session. The title of the talk is Technology Enhanced Language Learning, MOOC Creation and Content. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the webinar structure. As I said, it is 1 hour long session. So I will be investing nearly 5 minutes to introduce the speaker and welcome the people joining us for this. And then, so I will welcome our guest speaker, Dr. Saikali, to do a presentation for 30 to 35 minutes. And then towards the end, we'll have 20 minutes, time preserved for the Q&A session. So if you have any questions, you can simply chat, write it on the chat, or you can preserve it so that you can ask questions directly to the speaker. Let me now, I want to introduce the guest speaker here. I have a short bio that, Dr. Saikali gave us for the introduction. So Dr. Saikali is an educator, researcher, and a scholar specializing in open and distance learning, educational technologies, and language education. Currently, he serves as a postdoctoral research fellow at Arizona State University and assistant professor of lifelong learning and adult education at Anadolu University. With an MA and PhD in distance education, Dr. Saikali has dedicated his expertise to designing innovative learning environments and integrating technology to enhance educational experiences. His research focuses on areas such as massive online open courses, which we famously known as like MOOCs, for teacher development, artificial intelligence in education, learning experiences design, and learning analytics. Driven by a commitment to innovation, Dr. Saikali aims to contribute to the transformation of educational experiences and empowerment of learners worldwide. With this short introduction of our guest speaker, so let's welcome Dr. Saikali. Now the floor is yours. You can take the time to lead the session. Thank you, Dr.
Thank you, Madhu. Thank you very much for the introductions. And before I begin my presentation, I also would like to thank AZTSL for giving me the opportunity to talk about our exciting technology-enhanced language learning MOOC, which we designed and developed in collaboration with our experts, with our colleagues at Anadolu University, Arizona State University, and Northern Arizona University. We are really very excited and thrilled that this new exciting journey begins with all the participants of our course. And I would like to extend my thanks to also to AZTSL team who have acted very quickly upon very short notice, short notice to organize this webinar for us. Thank you very much. And let me share my screen with you. Okay. Can everybody see my screen now? You should be able to see a presentation, PowerPoint presentation. Can you see the presentation full screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. So I'm Dr. Abdullah Saikali. I'm a postdoctoral research fellow at Arizona State University, and I am also an assistant professor at Anadolu University. Today, I'm going to tell you about how we developed technology-enhanced language learning MOOC, which is a massive online open course for ESL teacher professional development. Sorry. So in this presentation, I will give you a brief information about what TELL-MOOC is and how we design TELL-MOOC, and then how you can, if you're interested, participate in MOOC, and then we will have time for questions and answers. Now, technology-enhanced language learning massive online open course is an a massive open online course that aims to help techno-pedagogical competences of ESL and EFL learners. So this is a comprehensive online course, and we designed it in a self-paced format to allow our participants who are from all over the world to complete the course in their own time and whenever they're available. So far, we have about 800 participants all over the world, and this is very exciting because apparently we are forming a great community of learners, professionals with different expertise and background who are willing to increase their competences in incorporating technology into their language teaching practices. We have participants from Asia, such as Japan, China, Thailand. We have participants from Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and we have participants from United States, participants from Turkey. We have participants from El Salvador, Philippines, Indonesia, Chile, Brazil. We have participants from Europe, Germany, Italy, Romania, Greece, South Africa, Pakistan, Palestine, Egypt. So these are some of the list. This is a short list of the participants, and we are very happy that we are forming this amazing community of learning together with all the participants. So as I told you, this course aims to enhance techno-pedagogical competences of language teachers all over the world. And this is an extensive course. And because of the massive structure of the course, we tried to incorporate all asynchronous activities here so that learners will be able to interact with each other regardless of time differences. Let me very briefly tell you how we designed this course. So we followed the EDI instructional design model. We began with an analysis of the potential learners in this course. So at the first stage, we had interviews with 20 participants from 6 different countries. And we also designed and developed a technology enhanced learning TPAC scale, which was completed more than 400 participants. And our analysis stage showed us that even though some of our participants, some of our ESL and EFL teachers were very well equipped with integrating technology into their classrooms, others weren't. Others needed more support and more scaffolding in integrating technology. So we could say that there were varying degrees of comfort and knowledge and skills that our potential participants had. So for this course, even if you are a seasoned instructor or an instructor who is beginning his profession recently, you will find something for you. I'm going to tell you about the content in a few minutes, but what we found out is that even though we all experiment with technology and try to incorporate technology in our teaching, we still have some gaps to fill to better teach our students. Such as even though we have all been using technology, we need to learn more about universal design for learning. Or even though we have been evaluating our students' learning, their experiences, we sometimes need to adopt a systematic framework in evaluating learning experiences. So these were some of the gaps that we found in our research that we need to focus on improving. So after the analysis stage, we wrote down our learning objectives for this course, and then we designed what kind of activities we need to involve and what kind of resources we need to put in this course to support these learning objectives, of course. And then in the development stage, we developed instructional videos. You'll see me in most of the videos directing the learning. And also we designed the interactive activities, reading resources, and quizzes in the development stage. We are now at the implementation stage where instructional transaction takes place, and there will be interactions with learners and the course facilitator, which is me, throughout this course. And there will be also evaluation part of this course. We will adopt Kirkpatrick's evaluation model to evaluate the effectiveness of this course, we will have a look at the reactions, learning levels, and also we will try to see if the learning is transferred into behaviors throughout this course. So we won't be looking at the results because this kind of focuses on the long-term effects. So far we will be evaluating this course on 3 basic levels. And let me tell you about the content, the modules of our technology-enhanced language learning MOOC. The first module begins with the orientation, so that's called getting started. In the first module, learners will familiarize themselves with the course, learning activities, grading schedule, and also as well as netiquette, and also learners will be able to get to know other course participants. So the first stage familiarizes learners with the course environment, the content, and also it aims to develop a dynamic learning community, or including all the participants. And the second module focuses on fundamentals of technology-enhanced language learning. As I just shared with you previously, we found that even though we have seasoned learners, seasoned teachers who are very good at incorporating technology into their classes, we still found that we need to clarify some of the basics. And also we need to focus more on the differences, the advantages, pros and cons of synchronous and asynchronous learning. And also we're in this course focusing on providing equal opportunities and closing the digital gap. We're focusing on those strategies. And also we're focusing on universal design for learning in this course. In most of the teacher professional development courses, we learn a lot about the technologies, but this course is not just about technologies, but it is also about learners and how to cater better learning experiences, design better learning experiences, and how to provide equal opportunities through universal learning design, which we find very important actually. So we would like to design courses, design learning experiences that are more inclusive. And module 3 focuses on interactive web technologies. We have a look at a plethora of tools, but this will still give you a short list of the tools because, as you know, there are so many tools out there that we can make use of, that we can explore. But in this course, we will give you an idea of how to incorporate these tools into your teaching, and we encourage our participants to explore even more tools. We will give you a short list of the tools and how these tools can help you. So we will focus on gamification, interactive quizzes, blogging, digital storytelling, podcasts, virtual reality, and augmented reality. We'll look at social media for authentic language learning, but again, we'll focus on the ethical and responsible use as well. So which we find very important, in designing learning experiences that are ethical and helping our students to use all these tools in a responsible manner. And the fourth module is, I think, will be one of the most popular ones, that is artificial intelligence in language education. So we begin with an introduction, with a very big short introduction, and then we move on to generative AI supported language teaching. We try to answer the question, how can generative AI support our teaching practices? And then we'll look at the popular Gen AI tools. Again, this will be a short list because there are hundreds of generative AI tools that we can use to support our teaching. We focus on the popular and free versions, and we have also hands-on activities that will help our participants to work with or experiment with these tools. And we also next look at prompt engineering tailored for ESL and EFL teaching. This is important because, to get the best out of generative AI, to get the most efficient experiences, we need to craft prompts that are specific to our context. So that's what we're looking at. And then in the next parts, in the next lessons, we look at Gen AI support for skills, reading, writing, speaking, and listening. Again, this module also includes a lesson on how to use generative AI in our teaching and learning, including the ethical and responsible views, because we're all very excited and also intimidated by AI. And there is a lot of ethical and practical issues surrounding the use of artificial intelligence in education. So in this part, we focus on these issues and we provide some strategies to deal with these concerns. Actually, we also have an activity that in which our participants will need to talk to generative AI about about an ethical issue, case, and we encourage them to converse with the AI and get recommendations from AI. Module 5 will be the last core module of this course, evaluating TELL experiences. We know there are so many program evaluation models, but we find Kirkpatrick evaluation model a straightforward model that will help our participants to evaluate the teaching and the learning experience they've designed for their students. So we will look at Kirkpatrick evaluation model. And final module will be on our own learning experiences on this technology-enhanced language learning MOOC, and there will be, and of course, evaluations in the final module. Well, we also employed community of inquiry framework in designing the pedagogical aspect of this course. As you know, I don't know if you've ever heard about community of inquiry framework. It focuses on three presences to build learning experiences. So when these three presences, cognitive presence, and teaching presence, and social presence, when they work together, we will be able to design worthwhile, effective, and efficient learning experiences. Cognitive presence refers to the ability of learners to construct meaning through critical thinking and reflection. Here, I would like to underline critical thinking and reflection, which is an intrapersonal dialogue that learners do within their own self. So there will be activities that promote interpersonal conversation, interpersonal dialogue. Also, our course will incorporate activities that will promote interpersonal communication. This will be a co-construction of meaning. And next, social presence is the ability of learners to project their own personalities and project themselves as real human beings in the course. And we have activities that allow our participants to project their personality, project their identity, and become a part of this learning community. And finally, the teaching presence, which is the design, facilitation, and direction of cognitive and social presences throughout the course. We say teaching presence because even though I will be this course facilitator, we will be learning from each other. So each participant comes with a diverse background, and some of us are very good at using and incorporating and playing with technology in our lessons. So those participants will also bring their own expertise, and we'll learn from them as well. Let's have a look at how community of inquiry manifested in our course. So cognitive presence has 4 levels. The first level is a triggering event, which is actually a problem situation that is relevant to the learners. And we have the living cases, case-based scenarios in each core module. In these cases, we'll just have a look at now. In these cases, we have an ESL teacher who has some questions or some problems that needs to be answered. So this presents us with the problem. So the triggering event actually aims to spark curiosity among learners to the topic that we're going to handle. So after that, after the critical triggering event, we have the exploration stage where the learners explore the content so that they can make informed decisions, informed recommendations for the questions, for the problems raised in the living case in the triggering event. So we have the discovery dive activities, interactive workout activities, and take venture time activities throughout the course that will help our learners to in the exploration stage to familiarize themselves with the topics covered in this course. And then comes the integration and resolution parts. In the integration part is where we come up with tentative solutions to the problems depending on the topics that we have covered. So these will be mostly informed decisions that we make based on the things, the skills, and the knowledge that we learn in the exploration stage. So in the insights corner, these are discussion activities where our learners will be able to share their ideas, insights, and solutions to the problems posed in the triggering event. And the resolution part takes it one step further. So these are concrete examples of implementations or experimentations that our learners have done with their students, or any design of a learning activity that they're planning to implement in the next stage of their teaching, and they will be shared on the Insights corner as well. And so why don't we have a look at what these activities look like? In the triggering event, as I said, we have the living case. So here, for example, module 4, that's about artificial intelligence in language education. We have Bilgin as a colleague who is very innovative in his teaching ways. He has been integrating technology into his teaching for a very long time. But with AI, he has these new questions like, how can I utilize these AI to aid my teaching? And how can these tools help his students to improve improve their language skills outside the classroom? But also he is worried about and curious about ethical considerations. So he has these questions like, how can I ensure the use of AI, respects his students' privacy and data rights, and how can he guide his students to use AI responsibly? So these are the questions that Bilgin has been struggling with, and he needs answers to this. So to be able to answer these questions, to make informed decisions, our learners are encouraged to go to the next stage, which is the discovery dive. So in the discovery dive, we covered several aspects of the topic. For artificial intelligence, we begin with the introduction and look at some popular tools, and we experiment with them. And then we also look at the ethical and responsible use of generative AI. So these activities in this module help to provide answers to the questions posed in the living case. And with the insights, also we have interactive workouts all throughout. These are optional activities which will help our participants actually to experiment with some of the tools that are embedded on our course. So our learners will not have to leave the course page, but they will be on the course page playing with these tools. So they will have a hands-on experience with these tools as a learner. So those are the interactive activities. And then next we have Tech Venture Time. As the name suggests, these are adventure times. And with these activities, our learners will leave our course website, and go to a different tool and experiment with it outside the course. So they are going on an adventure. This time, for example, here in this activity, we have Ludia, which is an AI chatbot, actually, that supports in our teachers in designing UDL, Universal Design for Learning, friendly activities. So we encourage them to go and check Ludia out and do an experiment with it. So that's Tech Venture Time activity. And in the Insights corner, finally, we try to provide solutions to the living case that's presented in the first stage. And then comes here, we have the teaching presence. So teaching presence generally is related to how we design the course, what kind of activities we do. So the course facilitators and designers usually are in charge of all this process, starting from design and organization, facilitating discourse, and directing instruction. But as I told you, even though we do more about designing an organization, like setting the curriculum, designing what to learn, when to learn, how to learn, and we establish the time, and we make micro-level comments. But our learners also will be in charge of facilitating discourse as well, like asking questions, asking follow-up questions to each other. And we have seen that they are already doing this in the first module, following up on the dialogue, and which is very good because it shows us that we are forming a wonderful team of learners in our course. And with direct instructions, in times you will see the course facilitator sometimes intervene and direct the conversation in some certain way, so that we have a more efficient and effective learning experience all throughout. The social presence will manifest in itself in effective communication, open communication, group cohesion. All throughout the course, you will see expressions of respect and welcome, and you will see that our course participants will disclose some information about themselves. For example, our first discussion forum was about what they're expecting to learn on this course, as well as their dream destination. So self-disclosure kind of helps learners online learners particularly, to project themselves as real human beings. So we see that people have different dream destinations. And in the next part, we have open communication. So we can see that not just course facilitator, but the other learners also recognizing, complementing, and responding to the questions and contributions of the others. And finally, as the course develops, we will be forming a group cohesion, group identity with the same purpose. So we have a purposeful group of learners who would like to contribute to their professional development throughout this course. Now, let's have a look at very briefly at the course, what the course actually looks like. Am I going too fast? I don't know. What do you think, guys? If you have any questions all throughout, please write in the chat area, and we will have time, hopefully, to answer all the questions. Let me share my screen again, Chrome screen this time. Okay, yeah, this is what our course looks like in terms of design. So we have 6 modules. 4 of them are core modules. Module 2, 3, 4, and 5 are the core modules. This is the content where our learners will be exploring. The first module and the final module actually are not the core modules, but they are either help our students familiarize themselves with the course and relate their own learning experiences. So each module begins with an introduction. And in the introduction part, you'll see me talking about the module, introducing the module. And we'll see the steps that our course participants need to complete throughout this course. So it begins with a living case. So the second module, it is fundamentals, so navigating the maze of TELL. And we have the discovery dive, and we have the insights corner next. And each module ends with a module quiz where our participants will be able to test their understanding of the concepts in this course. Let's have a look at the living case. So in this case, for example, we have Maria, who would like to learn more about effectively integrating technologies to enhance her students' language learning experience, but also she has questions about ethical use, equal opportunities as well. And after the living case, we have the discovery dive activities. Let's have a look at some of the optional activities, actually. For example, with asynchronous and synchronous learning, we have an interactive workout. And in this interactive workout, actually, this is a discussion activity where our participants have already been sharing, let's enter their ideas. Okay, there we go. So here, as you can see, this is an interactive activity where our participants have been sharing their opinions and ideas. So yeah, and let's have a look at a Take Venture Time activity. Let me go back to my previous page. And yeah, there's a Take Venture activity in step 2.5. which is on universal design for learning. So here, our participants are encouraged to go to Ludia and then have a conversation with Ludia on UDL practices. Let me go back and let's have a look at one of the discussion activities. The first one is the course starts today, and we have about now 232 contributions for the first discussion for the first discussions, which is amazing. So we have participants from all over the world, and our learners not only post their own answers, but also interact with each other, which is very important in creating a dynamic learning experience. And after the discussion activity, we have module quizzes. Each module quiz usually has about 10 questions, which help our learners to test their understanding of the concepts. So for example, let's have a look at module 2 quiz. So there will be a time limit, but our participants will have unlimited attempts to submit the quiz, but we will get the average score from all these attempts. Okay, so this is how the design principles are actually implemented in our course. So this is what our participants will see when they register to the course. And let me continue very briefly with the rest of my presentation. So if our participants here are interested, they can go to this link or scan the QR code to enroll. Let me very briefly give you some information about how to enroll. So when they go to the website or scan the QR code, they will be directed to the registration page. When they type in their working email and then click, if they're a new user, choose this button. If they already have a free account, they can choose the other one and then type their names, check that they accept the terms of use, and then check that they are not a robot, and then they register for the course. So now they can go and have a look at the course. But the registration process is not completed yet. They will receive an email, a confirmation email. They will need to go to their email and complete the registration process. When they click the link in their email, they will be directed to this web page. They will type in their password, create a password for themselves, and then complete the registration process. And now they are ready to start learning. So finally, I'd like to thank my team from Anadolu University, from Arizona State University, and from Northern Arizona University. I'd like to thank Dr. Ayfer Beylik and Dr. Aylin Öztürk and Research Assistant Selin Çöpgeven from Anadolu University, Dr. Wilhelmina Savenya and Dr. Sheleong from Arizona State University, and Dr. Chitu from Northern Arizona University. Thank you very much for all your support all throughout the design and development process. And I'd like to thank the Scientific and Technological Research Council of Turkey, short TÜBİTAK, for all their generous support for funding this research. And finally, I'd like to thank you all for making time to come and listen to this webinar. And I'd like to thank ESL once again for this opportunity to talk about our technology-enhanced language learning MOOC. I think, that's all for me. If we have any questions now, we can actually get questions and answer. Yeah. Thank you, Madhur and Alexandra and Francesca as well.
Yeah, the floor is open for question. So feel free to use your microphone to ask directly, ask question to the speaker directly, or if you would like to just put in something on the chat, if that is something you feel comfortable. So, yeah. So the time is yours to ask questions. Yeah.
Was I too fast? I don't know. I just wanted to tell you more and more, and then try to make up the time.
No, it was good. I think you're right on point. Yeah, there is a question from Francesca, so I would like to read it out. So, is there a specific time frame that we have to complete the course?
Actually, there is. So even though we're not planning any synchronous activities, any live sessions, any Zoom sessions, we have some time frame for all the asynchronous activities. So we have 1 week for each module, and the course begins today. So we have 1 week for the first module, and we will finish the course on the 24th of June. So that will be the final day for our course. We encourage our learners to complete the learning activities on a weekly basis. But as you know, some of us are very busy, so we can find time frame. For example, like this week, we can spend more time on it. So you're free to finish 2 modules this week if you want to do that. So in terms of time, we are very flexible. So our learners are encouraged to complete the modules whenever they are available, whenever they are most convenient. But the course will finish on the 24th of June. So that's the time frame. But to get the best out of the discussions and interact with the other learners, we recommend you complete the discussion activities at least on a weekly basis. Thank you very much, Francesca, for the question.
I would like to add a question. So, I may have missed something like this, but I'm not sure. Did you talk about the cost? I mean, like, what is the cost associated for the course? Is it free?
Yeah, this is a completely free course. So it's a massive open online course. When we say open, it is ultimately open to everyone all over the world, every ESL teacher or EFL teacher. So if you feel like you want to learn something, you have something to learn from this course or from the course participants, you are free to join. So it's free of charge. Our participants will not have to pay for anything. And at the end of the course, if our course participants successfully finish the learning activities, they will also get a certificate of completion for free. So this is a completely free course, no costs at all to our participants.
That's awesome. That was going to be my question, because I know a lot of, like me working as a teacher, sometimes we need the certificates for renewing the teaching license. So I was going to ask if participants get a certificate.
Yeah, they will get
You answered that already. Awesome. Thank you.
They will get a certificate of completion. Yeah. Depending on, of course, they complete the activities, the required learning activities. The required learning activities are the quizzes as well as the discussion forum activities. Those are good questions, by the way. Thank you very much. I forgot to mention that.
We did have a question earlier, not necessarily very related to the course, but one of our participants was wondering if we are going to share the recording, especially because several of you are joining from different parts of the world, and maybe you're listening or you're missing some parts. So the answer to that is yes. That's why we were recording, and maybe Madhu, you can mention more about that, but we are always sharing our webinars, the recording of the webinars on our website. So you will be able to go back and review all of this information. And I think we do have a question. Faya Rudin, if I read your name correctly.
Thank you. Am I audible? Is my voice clear?
Yes, we can
Yes.
hear you.
Okay, thank you. So I'm Fajar, I'm from Indonesia. And once again, thank you very much for creating this course and conducting this introduction meeting to the course. Well, I have done module 1. It's a great explanation, introduction to the course. I started yesterday because it's 14 May today here in Indonesia.
Yeah,
So
I know.
right? So actually,
don't worry, you're not late.
so I don't know if I missed this, but I would like to know if there's another, let's say, or more regular meeting like this, or is it possible to have, let's say, a live workshop conducted, whether it's from the course facilitator or from, volunteers from the participants to share their ideas, or even like demonstrating certain tools or certain ideas that they can reflect, or let's say the word cascade, not only through the discussion forum, but also, a live workshop like this through Zoom or other platforms. Because I believe it would make it livelier to see fellow participants share their ideas live, whether it's on a video, like using clips so they can share their, videos recorded, or even make it a live session like this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Fajar, right? Thank you. We're not planning any workshops, any Zoom meetings for our course, but in the discussion forum activities, we encourage our teachers to share the best practices, share exemplary uses. But we're very flexible in our design. If we see that there's a massive need for this, we have a lot of interest in having a look at, we would like to see a workshop, do a Zoom session like this. We might, it depends on, the demand from our participants. We wanted to make this course as flexible as possible in terms of the learning activities, because, we're from India and we have people from Japan. Mayumi is here, for example. I know we have been interacting on the course with Mayumi, and she is one of the active participants of our course. We have Ines here. So these are all course participants who has been interacting with each other and learning. I'm learning from them. We're learning together. So there will be a lot of opportunities to learn from each other. But we're not at the moment planning any Zoom sessions or any workshops. But if there are any volunteers who would like to do workshops, or if there's a demand to these kinds of workshop activities, we're very open to welcome these proposals. Also, Fajar, you could also follow AZTSOL's website. They have announcements on several workshops. For example, I think you have one next week or the following. I don't remember the time, but I remember registering one of the workshops, which is on my Google Calendar, but I usually keep forgetting things. So Google Calendar reminds me whenever there's a workshop. So please go to AZTSOL website and have a look at the professional development activities there. There are several activities that you might find useful as well.
We had another question in the chat. What is the pass score for test?
Oh, that's 70%. Yeah. So participants should get at least 70%. We should be successful at least at the 70% level. But I'm sure they'll do a lot better than that.
Any other questions or final comments?
So Alexandra, I'd like to say just a couple of things. So good evening, everyone. My name is Francesca Figueroa. I'm the president of AZTSOL, and on behalf of AZTSOL, I would like to sincerely thank Dr. Saikali for agreeing to do this webinar. It's been extremely informative, and I just joined the course, so I'm looking forward to it. And I hope that the rest of you will do that as well. And please visit our website. As Dr. Saikali indicated, we will have upcoming webinars, and we will also house this webinar on our PD library. No later than tomorrow afternoon, you ought to be able to access that. So again, on behalf of AZTSOL, thank you so much for joining us, everyone.
Thank you, Francisca, for giving us this opportunity. And I can see our course participants are already here. Mayumi is here, Ines is here. I think Banu is one of our course participants as well. They are here. Thank you very much for joining us here as well. And thank you, AZTSOL, for giving me this opportunity to talk about something I'm very, very excited. So yeah, thank you.
Maru, would you like to say anything?
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Saikali, for doing a session with us. Like I said, we have been doing sessions every month, but like sometimes it happens like, we don't, because like the schedule of the speakers and then our timeline, I mean, that don't really match. And then we have to push a little bit to different, months. So, but we try to hold at least one session, PD session a month. But because, we're already scheduled for the upcoming session on AI with one of our board members, Natalie. Then something came up. So I mean, Dr. Saikali, we just wanted to put your webinar schedule so that our members can benefit from it. So now this month so we're going to have like two, right? So one is done. So one is still upcoming on May 20th.
I'm looking forward to that one as well. Thank you very much.
Yeah. And then I would like to add, so as Francesca already mentioned, Alexandra also already mentioned that we record, because it's already recorded, and then once the record is going to be uploaded on our YouTube channel, so AZTSOL YouTube channel, so you can access that anytime from our website. With that note, Alexandra, would you like to add something?
I was just looking through our list of events, so I was going to maybe drop the link for registration if people are interested in registering on Wild Apricot for the upcoming session, and then the one on June will send out notifications through. We usually do social media, so we're active on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and then if you search the website, you probably will find everything else you need there. You will find our bios, you will find our personal emails if you want to reach out. The link to the YouTube channel, let's find that. I believe that should be the link that I just sent.
Yeah, I can send. Here is a link. So did you get it? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Awesome. That's all I have from my side. And then I think if we don't have any more questions or comments, we could probably wrap up here.
Thank you once again, everyone, for joining us.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Dr. Saikali. Thank you, Alexandra, Francesca. So we'll see you in our next webinar.
Thank you very much. Thank you, guys.
Bye. Have a good
Take care,
rest of your
everyone.
evening.
Bye.
Bye.